Welcome to Coaches in the Classroom. This is one of my favorite things to do because you're used to seeing me with a football or a golf club or some sports equipment, exercising, running. But everybody has to go through math, science, reading, all those classes, all the coaches of the world. We went through there. We developed passions for different subjects. Just like I'm sure some of you students have a passion in math or reading, science, whatever it may be. Me, my passion is for writing. I love writing, y'all. You can create anything that you want. You can give others a glimpse into your mind. The power of writing can allow people to see a piece of you that you never were able to express before. You're in complete control. That's my favorite part. When you're writing, you could make it so everybody has 4 arms and there's a spaghetti and meatball monster coming to take over the world, some fantasy, or you could be right down to the point. You could be right down to the facts, discussing everything how you see it in your mind and how you see it developing. Now, I would often get stuck and I would be upset if I'm not spelling a word correctly or my grammar wasn't perfect. And I had to grow out of that and learn to just let it flow. Let it, just whatever you're feeling, just write it down. Even if you're spelling it wrong, just go ahead and get your idea on paper and you can correct it afterwards if you really want to. But creating something, you're the one writing. You already know what you're putting down. Just write it in a way that you can understand. Now, getting the spelling right and grammar is all important, sure, but it takes practice to get there. So I challenge you, just get out there and write, be in control. Just let it flow and give people a glimpse into your life. Now, I'm gonna show you a little bit about the power of writing right now. Being descriptive and you're just letting the other person could close their eyes and feel like they were there. So here's an example. Mrs. Brandemart threw me the game-winning touchdown pass. I mean, that still sounds pretty cool, but I didn't create it to where you feel like you're there. So I want you to just hear how I wrote this and see if you think this way is a little bit better, which I'm sure you will. When Mrs. Brandemart said hut, the ball touched her fingertips. The sweat made the ball slightly slip, and her fingers overcame the pressure. She re-gripped the ball, dropping back to see the field that had been worn down by cleats that had tore through the grass all game long. And that's when she saw me. I had just stuck my cleat with full force into the ground, pushing with all my strength to gather speed towards the end zone. My defender grabbed and pulled at my jersey as Mrs. B had let the ball flick out of her hand, creating a tight spiral, spinning right where I was headed. I had to push off both feet with a force that could leap over a convertible. My whole body stretched like a perfect plank off the ground. I felt the ball nuzzle into my outstretched hands. I squeezed my fingertips as if my life depended on it. And then my body rolled like a boulder down a hill when it finally touched the ground. The adrenaline blocked out all the pain. I jumped up with the ball in my hand, slamming it to the ground as my teammates and I ran over to Mrs. Brandemart, hoisting her up as the team ran to the sidelines singing, "We are the champions," to Coach Gomez as he waited on the sidelines with our fans, all ready to celebrate the victory. That's the power of writing. We took one simple phrase. Mrs. Brandemart threw me the game-winning touchdown pass. But then we wrote it in a way where you could feel it, like you were actually there. The power of writing is real, y'all, and you're in control. Now, there's many styles. I know everybody out there loves music. Music is a style of writing. You had to write the lyrics. Rapping even. It's poetry. In fact, I love to write raps when I was in college, even when I was a bit younger too. Now, I wanted to prove that rapping was also poetry, so I'm not gonna rap my raps, I'm gonna read it. in the way that I loved it. All right, so I'm gonna read 3 of my raps that I've written. One is short, one's medium, one's longer. It is not mandatory, but if you take the time to look at them, see if you can dissect what I was trying to say. See if you can understand what each line meant in its own way and find out what it means to you. All right, here we go. I'm gonna start off with the short one, all right? Needs are a necessity. Wants get the best of me. Don't think less of me. Failure's a part of success's recipe. So that's my short one. Here's a medium one. Elite acknowledge feeling weak, but won't let it defeat even when it's at its peak. You're in for a treat. I play no tricks. Take your picks. Any topic, I express how I have had progress or been put to the test. I never settle for less than my best. My last one, a little bit longer. Here we go. Do something for future sons and daughters, current mothers, fathers, abandoned toddlers. When it gets harder, become smarter. Some traits we all have in common, like the ability to grow and problem solving. This can often soften pain, but some pain will always remain. But go against the grain, don't complain. It's extra motivation to conquer what you're facing. Acknowledge what you're chasing and start racing. There's no reason to be pacing. Just sprint and get to where you were meant to leave your fingerprint. All right, y'all. That was a little piece of my world. That was a little piece of who I am. Now I'm gonna give you one last challenge as I end this video. Write something that can just show the world a little bit of you. Write something in that amazing mind, and I would love it if you shared it with me like I shared with you today. You don't have to share with me. I want you to just try to take the time for yourself. I want to show you all these writings I had. I've had all these writings this is probably just during when I was 23, 24 years old. I have many more at school upstairs. I just want you to write for you because I feel like it really helped me grow as a person. And I want the best for y'all. Nothing but love. Everybody take care. Coaches in the classroom. Coach Mallernee, out.